ad hoc, but hello, welcome to another day in paradise and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropean. I really have had very little time to produce any videos, so I'm going live today. Excuse me. I'm going live now just to have a chat with you guys a little bit about how things have been going over the past few days. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm having to do it like this, but I literally do not have the time, guys. You know, the last time I went live, I spoke about Oversight, this new company that I have sort of built over the last few months, and about what we plan to do. And I was caught off guard. I have had so much feedback. It's unreal. Hello, Mr. Uganda. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, so I was caught off by that, and I've been catching up with those emails. Plus, I had 2 customers already, and after that night, not yesterday, not last night, the night before, I signed up another 2 people. So it's the amount of responsibility is now starting to hit me, really, because I'm being ultra careful with every single, hello Mickey, hello. I'm being extra careful with all of our customers because I'm giving them something which, in all likeliness, they've never had before. They've never had to deal with before. But even though, excuse me, even though it's not that complicated, but it's not a service that people generally tend to use when you're going to buy a house, especially here in the West, and definitely not in Africa, maybe so in the United States. So I'm offering something which is nouveau, something which is unique, a package which is, what do you call it? It's something that's avant-garde, you know, and I'm putting it into one package, and people are really going for it. The irony is that everyone that's gone for it, everyone that said, yeah, I want to go ahead with this, everyone that's done that, they all want our service to be held in the Gambia. They're all buying either land or property in the Gambia. And this is the reason why I'm making this live video today. Let me just take a look at you guys. Thank you. It is. I'm going to actually start putting the links to these. Actually, the lady who painted it, she's really good. She does it by hand as well, you know, and from memory. So it's just wild. She's really good. But anyway, so this is what I'm talking about. All of our customers from Oversight right now are buying land, or they are going to buy a property in the Gambia. Nowhere else yet. Okay, nowhere else. Okay, it's only been a few days since I announced it, and we haven't actually launched officially the service yet. It's supposed to launch on the 1st of July. Hence the reason why you haven't seen a website or anything like that. So we're not even supposed to be launching yet, and we've already got customers, which is pretty cool. And I'm thinking that it's going to get even more wilder once everything is up and running. So, but it made me think about what's going on in the Gambia. Why is this problem so acute in the Gambia? Why the Gambia? And I wanted to address this today because there is clearly a lack of authoritative oversight in the Gambia. Clearly, this is the reason why we call ourselves Oversight as a company, because we do the oversight, and we do this before the bad things happen, so it doesn't happen, right? And so there's a lack of it there, and everybody, anyone who believes that they can do what they can do, there are a lot of people out there who believe that they have what it takes to be a real estate agent, or an agent of some kind, sell land and property and real estate in Africa. A lot of people think it's easy, and I think that BLAXIT is one of those people who I believe is starting to realize the difficulties that comes with being a real estate agent, and having to have that responsibility of everybody, everybody wanting different things. So the people who are, oh my God, this dog, did you hear that? Every single day. Shut up. Come out there and slam that dog in a minute. I've had to leave the windows open. It's so hot here. I think it was 33 degrees today. It's so humid. Anyway, so 33 degrees is what? 95 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been very warm over the last week. So anyway, so what am I saying? So, right. I've had a lot of people emailing me and texting me and telling me, why aren't you saying anything about BLAXIT yet? Why haven't you said something? Why haven't you not, she's scamming us as well. She's not doing all the things that she says she's doing, behind the smile that there is something perhaps insidious, but, this is what I'm being told. And I wanted to address this because a lot of people think that I'm perhaps in cahoots with BLAXIT, like perhaps, you're giving her, you're sort of turning your eye to her. You're not taking a look at her because she's British and she's Jamaican, just like you. So you're sort of, you're moving out the way of her, and you're looking at all the African American guys instead, and other people instead of even looking at BLAXIT. So a lot of people have told me that. A lot of people have told me, I've never said anything negative about her, and the only real video that I've made about her was 8 months ago, and that video, excuse me. That video wasn't really negative. It was more about, what was it about? Oh, it was about BLAXIT's warning to a couple of other YouTubers. Can't remember who it was. I think it was Art Cathy and someone else. I can't remember. But anyway, it was a warning. Cease and desist. Yes, thank you. Cease and desist. So it was a cease and desist from 8 months ago now. It was a while ago now. And that was the only video that I made about her. And people are clearly, they're like, well, what's going on between you and her? What's going on? Why is she, why isn't she getting the big end of the stick, and why is everybody else getting the big end of the stick? And I want to sort of address this. Because it's important that I address it, because I genuinely don't see BLAXIT being any different than anybody else. I get hard on some people sometimes. I do get hard on some people sometimes. But I'm going to give you my opinion on her right now. So, okay, so with what she's doing is difficult. Once again, I need to say this. I'm not making an excuse for her, right? Because I know she's making mistakes. I know she's making mistakes, because there is no way you can be in this business, right? You can be in this business and not make mistakes, or not see things that are you know, coming, if you're not looking out for them. And the problem is that these people are not looking out for them. They are not, they don't have any form of risk management training. So they're not looking into the future and saying, well, this could happen, or any combination of these things could happen that could jeopardize this deal. Let's make a tweak here. Oh, it's rainy season and we haven't looked at the house yet. We need to take a look at the house because there's a river nearby. Yada, yada, that kind of thing, you know. Oh, it hasn't flooded in 10 years. Well, it's due a flood once every 10 years, so it's due a flood now. Let's tell our customer. None of that is happening. None of it is happening. I know that, right? Because I don't believe that these people have the analytical skills, right? No, they probably do have the analytical skills, but they don't have the ability to communicate them to their clients in a way which they will understand. And that's a big problem. If you can't understand the way your deal works and how different aspects of the deal will interact with each other, different aspects of the natural environment surrounding the land that you're on, different parts of the actual deal. You know, if this gets delayed, what happens here? Then we have to wait, you know, that type of thing. You know, and you need to be honest with your clients right from the get-go. Right from the get-go. And I believe that a lot of these YouTubers, these YouTube agents, right, including BLAXIT, I don't believe that they are communicating this well to the people who are taking them on. I believe that what and I haven't been told this, right? I haven't been told this at all. But I believe, and this is a guess, right? I believe a lot of them, including BLAXIT, are telling their people, telling potential clients, yeah, it's okay, it's no problem, we get this done, boom, 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 and yeah, you get the yarn, but no problem. There won't be any problem. And I think after that, like 99.9% of these YouTube agents, I think a lot of them are like, once they've got the money, okay, fine, okay. Yeah, this happened, it's Africa, yada, yada. You know, they just come out with the excuses to prolong, or you know, sometimes they do it on purpose, but sometimes they don't. It just genuinely takes a longer time to get the paperwork sorted. And I think what's happening with BLAXIT is that she's not communicating that there is a good chance that some of the paperwork won't be complete on time, or that you may need to come back to Africa to finish it off, or you know, that type of thing. Because when you're telling somebody that, especially somebody from the United States, someone from the UK, someone from France, when you're telling them stuff like this, that they'll have to come back and so yeah, it won't all get complete now, a lot of them will just wait it out. They'll say, oh, well, we'll come back next year and we'll stay for 3 months and we'll get it over and done with then. Oh, you might need to pay an extra 20%. Oh, it's no problem, you know? And I think that's what's happening. That is what's happening at this present moment. A lot of them are not communicating to their clients that there is a strong possibility that the deal might be more prolonged, you know, if so-and-so happens, if this happens, if that happens, you know. And the thing is, the strange thing is this: we have an abundance of information. We have a lot of people who have had a lot of deals that have gone on for 6 months, 8 months, 12 months. I had one person speak to me, 15 months. 15 months they've been in limbo. Okay. This person, it wasn't with BLAXIT, by the way, it was with somebody else. I'm going to tell you about that one actually afterwards. I'm going to have to tell you about that one. So yeah, 15 months. That's what they've been, how long they've been waiting for their paperwork. That's wild. That is absolutely wild. The thing is though, could it have been seen? Could somebody have seen something before that and done something about it? Probably. But the problem is that the agents are taking the money and that's it. Once they've got their money, they can take their time. They're not worried if it gets prolonged. It's not their business, it's not their problem. And that's a massive problem in the community, especially in Gambia. At least, in Nigeria, things flow in Nigeria. I went house hunting in Nigeria, by the way, guys. I was looking at a few beautiful houses. I'm not a big fan of the architecture, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of the modern architecture. But it's big, it's spacious, it's roomy, has everything that you want. Sorry, I'm going to read some of your messages. Have I spoken to BLAXIT? No. What is hearsay? Sorry. What have I said that's hearsay? I haven't said anything that was hearsay. Right? So I'm simply, and what I've said up until now was about, in general, about the way the unregulated real estate market in the Gambia works. Now the problem we're having with BLAXIT is that I've had quite a number of people contact me and voice their concerns over their deals or whatever they've been doing with them, and it's the problem is that I don't think this is it. The people who I generally tend to go after are the crooks, the criminals, right? And when you look at BLAXIT, if you look at Julia in general anyway, Julia, you have to take them down this sort of corridor and close the doors and ask yourself these questions about her to try and build up a profile of her. And I have done that, and she does not come off or even seen in any way to be a criminal. She hasn't lied to anybody and said, oh, I can, not lie to anybody, I shouldn't say that. There's always certain white lies that you say when you are excuse me. There are always certain lies that you say when you are a salesperson, when you're trying to sell your services, okay? When you're in that position. This is, I don't know. I just believe that. No, I don't think she even lies at all. I think what she does, she's not telling people the full extent of what can go wrong. And there are lots of things that could go wrong. And as a person who's selling your services, as a person that's selling this piece of land on behalf of somebody, you're not going to go up to your client, this potential person this potential customer, and tell them, oh, do you know what? If this goes wrong, that could go wrong, and if that goes wrong, this could. You're not going to put them off the deal. That's a problem, And this is the reason. It's part of the reason why I've set up this company, because people need to hear the truth straight from the get-go. Okay, they need to know about all the negatives and all the positives, right? And I'll tell it them in a way which doesn't make it sound like it's some sort of phantom threat, Oh yeah, World War III could start up. Just rubbish which ain't gonna happen. You've got to put it in a way, speak to them in a way in which they understand and can see for themselves, and give them proof that, hey, there was like what happened in Burkina Faso, you know, with the 11 soldiers, policemen that got shot. I think it was today. That's wild. 11 police officers shot dead. So yeah, we would hear about it. We would know about it, okay, straight away, and we would incorporate that into a report, and we won't just tell you about the bad thing and then say, well, good luck with that. We would then find a solution to help mitigate or lower the risk, you know, of something happening to you, you know. So that's the way it would work with us. And then if we see and if the good things, I'm saying this again because I know that I've got a few emails with people just asking us about what we do. So this is what we do in general. We lower or destroy risk, and we hire opportunities within the deal to try and bring your money back to you. So you're lowering your deal, you're lowering the chances of somebody keeping paperwork for 15 months or 10 months. It's not like, it's not a wild accusation. These are things that happen all the time. They happen all the time in unregulated markets. That's what the Gambia is, right? It even happens sometimes. Things can drag on. You know, as I spoke about one particular YouTuber, I'm not going to talk about him now, but one particular YouTuber saying that he went to Ghana, got his land, and he sold off a lot of it. And I was like, yeah, that is, you know. You remember what I said, okay? So that's what Ghana is like. Ghana is like a path, which is, you know, to buy land in Ghana is like a crooked path. Yeah, there is a path, but it's crooked and it's thin. So that is a lot like what Ghana is like, because Ghana has more rules and regulations, more red tape than the Gambia. So if you're going to buy land in the Gambia, you can work things out your own way. But that's the problem, because you've got three ways. So you've got your agent, you've got the property owner, and you've got you. And you're all vying for this sort of power with nobody looking over it, no one caring. Okay? So that can be a big problem. So that's what I'm trying to say in this video. I'm not ignoring her because she's British Jamaican or because she's friends of mine. I'm not speaking about her because she's not a criminal. She's not, I don't believe she is a criminal anyway. What I do believe is that she is guilty of perhaps misjudging the complexity and the amount of work that goes into selling these properties and selling these lands. There's a lot of work and a lot of complexity. I know she's got people that work for her doing this. But once again, I mean, I know she doesn't have, you know, attorneys working for her, you know. I know that, because if that was the case, then a lot of the problems that people are having with her wouldn't happen, you know, or they would be able to see it before it happened. One or the other, all right? If you work your deal out correctly, then you can see the triggers, you know, and the indicators that it's likely that something can happen. So it's up to us to clip that switch off and, you know, detect those indicators straight away and do something about it straight away, right from the beginning. I was speaking to a client of mine, and this client has already bought land in the Gambia. They've already bought land, you know, and this is another one, guys. Oversight can help you even if you have bought your land already. And the problem that this person was having is that this person's land, the orientation of the land was wrong, okay? The orientation was wrong. So the person had the land, but they don't exactly use laser scopes there and stuff like that. They don't use stuff like that in order to measure your land. They can do on large projects, but they don't do it here. I mean, they're not going to do it in the upper Volta region of Ghana. We have people who have those laser scopes because I used to work in the industry many years ago. So this is the situation, and this is what we're going to get. If there is a system there, like there is a form of a system in the Gambia, which is very, very, I don't know, prehistoric in the way that it does things, okay? Like sort of, you know, I don't know, just very prehistoric in the way they do things sometimes over there. When you do things like that, it's not going to be precise. You know, it's not going to be detailed. It's not going to be a lot of precision in the way they measure out this, in the way they measure out the land and everything. Sorry, I'm going to take a look at this. I'll keep off elephant for the sake of my blood pressure. Okay, sorry. I remember I asked you to message me, but then. Oh, okay. Hello, Tanya, by the way. I just noticed that you were here. So that's what I really wanted to answer today. That's what I wanted to get over to you guys. I'm not, there are a few YouTubers that are just over there and they're not criminals, you know, like this Mr. Mosley, you know, yeah, he's going over there to exploit the land and probably, you know, make some money whilst he's there, and, you know, use his African American credentials to, you know, help him get by and, you know, build a community around him. He can do that. You know, I've heard him speak. He's really good at that sort of stuff. Right. It's okay for him to do that. It's okay for him to exploit the land as long as he's giving something back. This is what BLAXIT is doing. So I've had people come up to me and tell me, oh, well, BLAXIT is exploiting the people of those villages. What she's doing is she's going into the villages. She's saying, oh, I'll hook you up with a borehole. Yeah, it would be really nice if you could sort me out with some land. Okay. And she's selling undeveloped land. That's what I've been told. I've been told this by someone. Right. It is exploitation, but is it wrong? I mean, not that if it's wrong, sorry. Exploitation is always wrong. Is it illegal? No, it's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's, you know, it's not illegal. So this is the reason why I haven't gone after her. I haven't investigated her, because I haven't had somebody come up to me and say, oh, this person has taken my money. I haven't had anybody say that yet. You know, if it has happened, by all means, please email me. I know I've had quite a few emails, and to be honest with you, I didn't expect to have so many emails after the video that I made the other day about oversight. I didn't expect that sort of feedback. It's been wild over the last 48 hours. Last night I went to bed, I was answering emails until 2 in the morning, and then, no. I went to bed at 11, but I woke up at like 3:30 and had a batch of, it's wild. It is wild. And I'm not trying to scare people. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just giving them the bare truth. This happens. It happens. And this is because there are a lot of people who are selling land, selling real estate, who are not trained to sell land and sell real estate. Yes, they have the ability to contact people in the outside world, you know, in the rest of the diaspora who want to move back to Africa, who want to move back to the Gambia. Yes, there are plenty of people that they can contact, that can bring in that custom, but do they have the facilities, the training, the knowledge, the deep knowledge that you have, right, as a diasporan who's just moved to the African continent? Do you have that? You know, you have to ask yourselves these questions. And the reality is, when you're in a unregulated market like the Gambia, What you're going to get is people, anyone come over and doing it. Anyone can come over and do it. You don't have to, prove to anybody that you have good customer service. You don't have to prove to anybody that once you take somebody's money, you're not going to, yeah, I will get back to you. You've called me 3 times this week. Yeah, that kind of thing. They're unprofessional. They are unprofessional because they have never worked in the profession before, or if they have, they do not see that the people who are in the diaspora, where they have developed this rapport and this relationship with, they do not believe that they have to be professional with them anymore. And I just think that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. You need to be able to speak to these people like you are speaking to the cleaner of an office building or speaking to a CEO. You have to have very good interpersonal skills. Very good interpersonal skills, along with some form of professional training on how to deal with awkward customers or customers who are demanding or whatever. You need to be able to take your emotions away and throw that away and speak to them like you're a robot. Speak to them with logic. Try and empathize with them, perhaps, and speak to them in a way in which you can understand, and of course, do everything in your power, absolutely everything in your power to make sure that that client is happy. Boy, I've had so many, I've struggled at times. I have struggled myself at times. And back in the past, when I was working in Northern Ireland, I worked for the MOD. I was contracted to them, and it was difficult because MOD is Ministry of Defence, by the way, guys. It's, the army. I was contracted to them. So it's a difficult situation, and I know that they want everything detailed. And all I am doing here is applying that training that I had there into this community, to make sure that they can get a proper level of service, a service where, it doesn't matter if I've had a bad day. Everybody has a bad day. Just a service where I come across as logical, rational as possible, but also with being a bit more thoughtful. I'm going to read some of your messages, by the way, guys, but I really didn't want to stay on for long. Okay, let's have a look. No joke, everybody has an agenda. Yeah, exactly. Everybody does. Everybody has an agenda. And, I thought about that. When I started this business, when I started Oversight, I thought to myself, do you know what's going to happen? People are going to think that I'm doing this for money. And then I thought, wait a minute, I am doing this for money. I need to do this for money. I can't, this is not charity. If I did this for charity, then I wouldn't get the really good, trustworthy lawyers that I have. Have you ever heard that? Trustworthy and lawyers in the same sentence. No, really, you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have the trustworthy people that I have on my side who are willing to do things. I got somebody who, like I said before, who's really high up in the banking sector, very, very high up. And this person doesn't even work for me. He's just there guiding me. And I'm not going to start throwing around names, but really, I have a lot of experience myself, and I've combined the experience of other people, because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how the law works, especially in the Gambia. But the lawyer that I have employed over in the Gambia, he does. He's really good at it. So this is what I've done. I've got a very good lawyer in Nigeria at this present moment. He is really, really good. We haven't had much call for him yet. And the one in Ghana, I've spoken to, he's taking care of one customer at this present moment. So we're in a situation where we are having to communicate, because communicating is the absolute most important thing when it comes to risk management. It's the most important thing. And it's important that we communicate and enable the people who we're speaking to, our clients, to understand what we are doing as a company, how we are helping them to avoid certain things happening. It's difficult to quantify for some people. A lot of people are like, well, what am I paying money for? You know, but you can see, you should be able to see what you're paying money for. You're paying money to avoid certain things happening. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's like insuring your car when you drive. You know, you're paying your insurance every month, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you're going to have a crash. And if you don't have a crash that year, well, you know, if you don't have a crash in that entire year and you succeed not having a crash for the entire year and you pay up your insurance premium, that's a very good thing. That's a very, very good thing. And people need to sort of see that in the same way. Okay. Ali Jones, you should carry out proper research before you come. Who's coming for people? Sorry. Talk to BLAXIT. Who's coming for people? No one's coming for anybody. And hear what they have to say. Direct people to your lawyer in the Gambia if people are worried. Oh, well, clearly, I'm not trying to take business from BLAXIT. We don't do the same things, by the way. I'm not an agent, okay? I'm the person that oversees the agents and makes sure that they are accountable for their actions. That's not a bad thing. I think in the community we need to be more accountable and hold other people accountable if they mess up. If I mess up, hold me accountable. I want you to. It's important that you do. It's important that we hold each other accountable. No one's special. No one is above, you know, being critiqued. You know, so, and if I was to go to BLAXIT first and ask her and say to her, oh, by the way, you know, I'm going to say this, that, and the other. How genuine is that going to be? I've literally just sat down in front and said, listen, let's just answer these people. Okay. Because, yes, have a look, sorry. Because there are, it cannot be ignored anymore. It cannot be ignored. There's too many people sending me emails and messages. So it's important that I answer people and allow people to realize, hey, you know, she may be messing up. There are a few things that happen that sometimes are out of her control. And sometimes there are things that happen that should have been in her control. But because she's not trained to see these things happening before they happened, you know, it's called a black swan event. You know, no, it's not a black swan event. An ontological risk. There you go. No, is it ontological? Stochastic. Alloteric. There you go. It's an alloteric risk. An alloteric risk. When you know that something bad is going to happen, but you just don't know what is going to happen. You know, so if you are not putting your client in a position where they understand that things could go wrong, that things might go wrong, but if things do go wrong, we have you backed up with A, B, C, D, E. You know, if you're not telling your client this, then you are going to get a lot of frustrated clients, angry clients, especially if they're waiting for 10, 12, 15 months. I'm not saying that that's happened with BLAXIT, but I know it's happened to people. I know it's happened to people. There are people who are still waiting for their paperwork, 6 months for their paperwork. And I know that it doesn't take 6 months to get your paperwork done in the Gambia. It doesn't take longer than 6 weeks, right? Yeah, things can happen, but you need to tell your clients. Don't just, you know, allow them to go into the deal, you know, and then expect things to go okay right from the get-go. Because it doesn't work that way. You know, bad things always happen. Bad things can always happen. So you always put yourself, you know, contingency measures into your deal, just in case things happen. And it may cost a little bit more money. And sometimes it doesn't cost any money at all. And sometimes it may help you to steer towards making the land a little cheaper. It may make your land, you might get the best land, better land that came across somewhere else. You saw it over there. Oh yeah, that land's better. I'm sorry. I'm going to say no to this person now. You know, give your customer that flexibility. You know, make the deal agile for them so that they can sit down and not worry. That's what we do. That's what we do. And we prefer to work along with agents, along with anyone who's licensed, right? We prefer to work along with them because they know how things work as well. We can do the business between each other to make sure that the agents are not giving these, doubling and tripling the price for our clients. Yeah? We prefer to work along with each other so that those agents who probably have been running around as well and probably were a little bit greedy and thought, oh, I can get away with this, but do you know what? No, I can't. Here's this, take it or leave it. We don't have to. If you're not, you know, we're not obliged to speak to them if they're not registered, if they're not licensed. So if they are licensed, then, you know, it's a good thing. Appreciate that, you know, and then we work with them. But if they're not licensed, we're not obliged to speak with them. So I'm going to read this again. Well, my attorney and land surveyor made the process smooth and we've received our documents and fence gate the property. These people are foolish throwing money away to strangers. And that's exactly my point. There are good attorneys, especially in the Gambia. It wasn't that difficult for me to find really good attorneys, right? Really, really good attorneys. They are there. You don't have to do that. There are certain things that are out of your control unless you are there. Not everybody is in that situation. Some people want to go to Ghana, buy their land and go back to America, you know, until the paperwork comes through. They don't want to stay there for 6 weeks, you know, 2 months for it to get sorted. They've only got 2 weeks off work. They want to go there and come back. And they want somebody who is capable, you know, somebody who's genuinely on their side, not somebody who's looking to milk the situation for themselves. You understand? They want somebody there like that. That's where we come in. You understand? They want somebody that's not going to change, you know, shave off a meter off the fence. You know, they have done that. You know, shave off, if you shave off a meter to the left, you know, and it's only a meter, but you're shaving off a meter by 100 meters. That's 100 square meters you've just shaved off the fence. And it's hardly detectable. It's hardly detectable. But if you're doing that with somebody, so, you know, who's going to watch over that? Who's going to see that? Who's going to measure that every once in a while? Who's going to make sure that somebody doesn't build on your land? You know, who's going to do that? A fence is not going to stop that. You need somebody who's there for you, you know? So that's what I'm saying. This is the difference between us and the agents. We don't profit off the sale of the house or the sale of the land. We don't profit off that. There's no money for us to be made in it. So it's just, there's more money for us to make sure that our customer is happy. And what happens is that when our customer is happy, when we have saved that money, we've saved money because, you know, there was an unlicensed agent and this person wasn't, you know, doing a good job. So we moved on. We moved on from him. When we're in that position and we can show people that our system works, this is a good thing for us. We're happy with that. We're happy that they are happy. That's what I'm going to read some more of your messages, by the way, guys. Sorry. If you're cheap, at least check title, the land registry. Yeah. There was another YouTuber who was talking about how he tried to give advice to potential buyers. They ignored and lost thousands. Yeah. I mean, that's a problem, you know, once again, with an unregulated market. It's just better to go in with a two-pronged attack to go in and make sure that you get the best deal and that it's smooth, fast and safe, you know, that it's all by the numbers. There's a lot of red tape when it comes to buying land in America, and it's bad. It slows the process down. But because there is a lot of red tape, the good thing about it is everyone is taken care of. You know, nothing is delayed to the point in which they're waiting for over a year for their land. So yeah, you've got to be careful. GAM Realty, yes, and allowed our land surveyor and attorney to complete the checks and balances before we purchase. Clearly, that is common sense. That is very good common sense, really. Where we come in, our service is not always necessary for everybody, but where we come in is when we have somebody who doesn't check all the things that the agents aren't checking because they're too busy wanting to get the deal over the line. Okay, so there are nightmares that happen. There are people that sell land 3 times. They sell the same piece of land 3 times and they've paid off the person in the office. So when you go and check and they do their checks, all is fine. That happens. You know that happens. Just hasn't happened to you. And you don't know whether it's going to happen to you or not. But, you know, you can take all this and when you have your attorneys and your land surveyors and everything goes smooth, everything is good. When things do F up, I could almost guarantee you none of those people, none of them, not one of them are insured. None of them are going to be like, oh, sorry, yeah, we messed up, here you go. And that's the reality of it. We have a robust system which is going to take the best aspects out of buying a house in North America, the best aspects out of buying, you know, land in the south of France, you know, a robust system without the risk. We take the risk on ourselves, and yeah, I think it worked pretty well. Let's have a look. UN, I'm still waiting to see your proof of what proof? Proof of what? What are you asking for? Somebody keeps asking, oh yeah, you're telling us that. I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you that I've had people who have come to me, and I'm not going to show you that clearly. I don't give up who speak to me. I've never come out and said, oh yeah, this person sent me an email. Let's not be ridiculous now, right? We're smarter than that, right? So let's have a look. GAM Properties, Gambia land is very affordable and reasonable. How much do you think BLAXIT take from deals? I don't know, actually. I don't know. If I need to be honest with you, I don't know. If I had to guess, now, I'm not going to guess, actually. That's not fair. I'm BLAXIT. I'm not going to do that. I don't know how much she's making from her deals. But in general, you know, diasporans, when we move there, you know, we want to make a healthy profit, don't we? And what would be a healthy profit to us? Maybe something I would guess is quite smaller to a local Gambian agent. The problem is that a local Gambian agent, as soon as you speak to them, they hear that British accent. They're like, yo, yo, we're going to be like this. money sign in the eyes. That happens clearly. So yeah, it's a situation where Gambian realtors are really good, but they generally only tend to play fair when they're talking to other Gambians. If you're in a Bruni, nah, you get treated like in a Bruni. You know, they probably won't, you know, they're not going to do what that lady did. I can't say her name because she's blocked my videos in the United Kingdom, right? So I'm going to say this, guys. I'm going to tell this. If you're from the UK, right, I'm going to tell you this right now. There is a woman who is living in the Gambia, right? Her initials are SC, okay? SC. She is of British, but from the Caribbean, not Jamaican. She's from one of the small islands, right? And she's brought up in the UK. She's got kids, I think, still in the UK, that I remember. And she goes around, she's selling land. She goes around saying that she's a lawyer when she's not. She's not a lawyer, okay? I can't say her name because she keeps blocking it in the UK. But if you're watching this now, really do be very careful if you're dealing with that person, or if you are already dealing with her, or do you plan to deal with her? If you plan to deal with her, guys, give her another look. Check her out. Check out her legal status, her legal credentials. Check out if she's even allowed to do business in the Gambia. Check her visa status. You should be able to do that. Okay, so I needed to say that because all of her videos are blocked in the UK, right? You know who you are, right? And if you have been speaking to this person, SC, okay, that's SC. If you know her, right? If you know her, guys, give her a wide berth. I'm dead serious about this, okay? She was in court. She got arrested late last year, okay? She's not what she tells people she is, okay? Just needed to say that, and I had to be very careful with it so they don't. Richard Redmond, oh dear me. I didn't say that. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing like that. Give me a second. I can separate BLAXIT. I can separate the wheat from the chaff. BLAXIT are real. That's good. That's good. But, you know, like I said, I said that she's not a crook, right? A lot of people believe that she is.